Yeah, pre-cruise, you just pop into the office for a couple of hours, just do a few, help the guys a bit. But yeah, nothing too strenuous. What did you get up to?
Not a whole lot. Chilling at home. Yeah, watched the match again last night.
Yeah.
Just I couldn't sleep anyway, so.
Okay. Sweats on. Heating up.
Not the big dogs. No. Well, to be honest with you, I think everyone was including ourselves. We're a little bit surprised we got through. You know what I mean? I've never had so many texts like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Crazy.
I believe so, yeah.
Serious, like, awkward moment. Like, talking to Marshall.
Good evening, assuming the feed is live. Welcome to Neptune British Open Doubles Final of 2015. Two teams have been on court for a fair while already. Fair exhaustion. For those not in the know, hazard end, receives end, we have Chris Chapman under the grill, and last night's victor in the singles event, Steve Virgona. Service end is forehand corner for right-handers. We've got Bryn and his partner renewing their partnership after a hiatus of a few years is Ricardo Smith, or Richie Paul Smith. Plenty of pseudonyms there. I think he'd prefer if I called him Klopp, but that ain't going to happen. Hopefully we'll be joined by a few people, interesting folk, for commentary this evening. I will let you know who they are as and when they arrive. Plus, I don't want to promise anything that I can't deliver on. Combination at the server's end. Bryn and Ricardo played together for a long time. National League events and what have you. Plenty of opens together. In fact, finished one through to the final of the World Doubles Championship when it was in C Court a number of years ago. They were disposed of quite easily by Virgona and Fay on that occasion, but nonetheless a formidable pair together. Good understanding of each other, good skills that complement, and good temperaments that complement each other. The All-Australian team now at this end, Chapman and Virgona. I think this is only their second event together. Virgona obviously a multiple open winner with various partners. Rory Gunn, Rob Fay. He's recently made I think it was on the US Open final with John Lumley, Philadelphia. And his partner Chris Chapman has made an open final before, I'm told, an Australian Open. But arguably you would say that this is the biggest doubles occasion that he's been part of. People I've spoken to prior to this evening found a winner quite difficult to pick. They assessed that Chapman and Sayers are a fairly sort of known quantity. Not having played in the singles event, there's a question about how match fit, etc. Ricardo is, but we're playing doubles. And also Virgona is a volatile part to any match he plays in singles or doubles. He can be sublime and take the match away from people. And he also can, under pressure, feeling like he has to do more than he needs to do, can be played down to the level that there is tonight. There is on the field, should we say.
Testing, testing. 8, 9, 10.
Our marker, Drew Lyons. You can see in the marker's box. Wasn't much trouble last night. Virgona was in form. Felt like he had a good game plan, which he executed well and worked. Not to take anything away from him, but I went to shake Tim Chisholm's hand after the match last night, and he declined. A degree of swelling in his wrist. Not sure whether he knocked it during the match last night, or it's some sort of semi-chronic injury. He didn't seem too fussed, so Chisholm fans needn't be too fearful that that's going to be an obstacle for him for any long term. We always like to assess who's winning the battle of the shoes, and if we go by that, I have to say that Ricardo Smith has come to play. Quite comfortably winning the battle of the shoes. I think we're really just waiting for a few minutes to tick over and people to take their seats, and we'll be underway. Yes, so very few people were willing to pick a winner. I will disclose that they felt the Australian team, at least on paper, had reasons to win. Well, the question really of whether Chapman's lack of experience in a match of this level is at least a match of this gravity has an impact on the result or not.
It was one-sided, you're right.
Last couple of balls here, and we're underway. So recap of the result last night, if anyone missed it. Steve Virgona, who's currently the receiver's end,
Anyone need a loo? Anyone need
handily beat Tim Chisholm, who was the number 4 seed, Steve being the number 2 seed himself, in the final last night in 3 straight sets, winning the first set from 3 games all, powering away in the second set, and resisting against Chisholm's minor comeback in the third set to close it out straights, which, given the cold snap that's arrived in London this last week, was a blessing for those people sitting inside galleries and
I used to play the guy with John House here. I haven't seen him for years.
and other colder parts of the
Been sat there as well.
Queen's Club to watch.
Round, isn't it? Fall in love again.
Is that on?
Huh?
Is that on?
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
All seems pretty cordial out there. Sayers having a joke with his colleague, stroke boss Lions. Let's hope there's a little bit of animosity between them when they get playing. Friendly animosity, if that exists. Don't know if they've flipped a coin here or not, or no, it's about to happen.
Yeah, I think so. What's that? Well, hello.
Well, you can see what happened there.
Oh, did you meet on the set of the film like the others did?
Yeah.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Be interesting, obviously, to see if there's a plan from either of the teams to purposely receive one of the players or not. My suspicion is they both know that it's just about playing well, and the matchups don't matter much
Quiet,
here
please. Thank you.
over the Drew lines.
Sit down. Can we sit down, please? Can you do that? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Queen's Club for the 2015 British Open doubles final. They're off. Sponsored by Neptune Investment Management. Introducing the players at the receiving end. Please welcome the number 4 seeds, Steve Virgona playing with Chris Chapman. At the service end, please welcome the number 3 seeds, Ricardo Smith playing with Bryn Sayers. This final is the best of 5, 6-game set.
Neither
Players
team
are ready. First
won the
game,
initial
love all.
pause battle.
Fifteen love. Second gallery, 15 love. Out of court, 30 love.
Heavy underarm twist being employed there by Smith to start with. So we've already seen some of the features that will, elements that will decide this match. Ricardo Smith's volleying is high standard throughout, but occasionally steps up into the
Receivers
brilliant
lead,
levels.
40 love.
Hard hitting
40
of
love, chase
Virgona,
the second gallery.
and the discipline that Virgona showed
Second
last
gallery.
night by taking galleries when they were an option. Get themselves down the server's end.
Game receivers. First game. $15 love. Time.
Slight miscommunication there between Steve and Chris. I'm sure it's just initial moments. That'd be a nice little loosener for Chapman there.
15 all. 30-15.
I think you can probably count the amount of volleys Virgona is going to miss in this match on one hand. There's one.
All. $40-30.
And Virgona was eating those last night, so just yet to get into his stride.
First gallery, 40-30.
Warm welcome to anyone watching stateside at lunchtime. Let's face it, it's Thanksgiving week, you're not doing any work anyway.
Servers lead, 40-30. Chase the first gallery. First gallery. And the game, 2 games to love.
Apology there from Sayers for that fortunate reverse boomerang.
Ball. Stroke. 15 love. Chase better than the door. 15 love. Court. 30 love.
It'll be interesting to see if Virgona's singles opponents take note of this serve that Smith's doing currently. And he's had a modicum of success already. Go on, mark that point in the stream.
40 love
Run it
better
back.
than the door.
And then realise you can't do any of it. Sensational point, and Virgona making a point there, I think. That he intends on imposing himself on this match in any way possible.
Service lead, 40 love. Chase better than the door.
2 games to love to the receivers currently, but
Game servers, 1 game to 2.
they get the game, and it's 1 game to 2.
15 love.
Well, they're interesting that we're going to let that one bounce. And then surprised by Sayers' choice to hit that.
Chase.
Great shot from Sayers. Chapman
Chase
wasn't
3, 15
too
love.
far from that ball with any point, but still got it down onto the floor for a chase. Sayers won't be missing many of those during this match, I suspect.
Nope. Chase better than 2. 15 all. 3 better than 2.
I was saying about Smith's service choice. Of course, they're playing doubles, and it's a different game in many ways to singles. But if his Virgona's opponents SB a way to prevent him from attacking on that returner serve, then it will be duly noted, I'm sure. For those of you who listened last night, recall that 2 of tonight's competitors will
15
be
all.
part of
Chase
the
3.
World Championship eliminator process.
$30-15 receiver.
Virgona forehand
Chase
versus
better than
Ricardo
2.
Smith backhand.
Oh. $40-15.
There was an opportunity cost there for Steve. Hit that one hard at Ricardo.
Second gallery, 30-40.
They might claim good communication there, but I'm not so convinced. So yes, so 2 of tonight's competitors will be have the right to be part of the World Championship process. Sayers finished 5th and has the right to enter the eliminated process to play Camden Riviere, who finished number 1. Rob Fay finished number 2, but as the incumbent champ,
Service lead,
reasonably
30-40.
irrelevant
Chase
for
the
him.
second gallery.
And Steve Virgona finished
Juice.
3rd, and will play his opponent of last night, Tim Chisholm, in the eliminator process. Great shot from Virgona. Scything forehand. in the
Service
corner.
advantage.
Nothing that Sayers could do about it.
How's the chase? 1 and 2. Advantage. Advantage receivers. Hazard chase. Hazard 1 and 2. And the game.
Picked the spot perfectly there, did Virgona.
Game receivers. 2 games all.
A longer game than it arguably should have been. But 2 games all. 2 little ducks.
$15 love. Oh. Chase better than 5, 15 love.
Now that's what we call a clop. Apparently. That and other things is a clop.
30 love. $40 love better than 5.
To be joined momentarily by Robert Shanklin. The dulcet Mancunian tones. That's a question of taste. Robert is the intern here at Queen's, helping on both the real tennis and racket side. Interested to know which one he thinks he's helping more on.
Receivers lead, 40 love. Chase
The last
better
couple of
than
weeks,
5.
the head rackets pro here, Benji Snell and his wife Zoe, have had a kid, so I imagine Robin was called upon for a few more duties than he ordinarily would have been. Near-death experience there for Smith.
Oh. Out of court, game receivers, 3 games to 2. 3-2, first set.
I think that's a little unfair at the moment.
15 love.
Does it answer your question there, Robert? Sure.
30 love. First gallery, 30 love.
I think this match is warming up nicely. I think any question about whether Ricardo Smith was slightly undercooked at this level have been answered. He looks pretty sharp out there. I think also Virgona now is
Receivers
covering
lead,
more of the
40
court.
love, chase the
And
first
that's
gallery.
nothing to do with the deficiency in Chapman's game. It's the style of play that he likes in doubles.
Oh.
To be everywhere, dominate, hit more balls arguably than he should, but sending a message with every shot.
Chase off, 40 love receivers.
I commentated with Chappers last night, and he didn't seem to have a problem with his partner taking as many balls as he liked. So. That's a great Chapper.
3 games all. Love.
We can see Virgona and Chapman fist pump strategy. Are you more of a fist pump or a high five man?
15 all.
I think after my time in the States, I was a bit more of a fist bump, but not a fist pump. Great cut there on that volley from Sayers.
30-15.
No prisoners there.
30 all.
It's very much, if I were to ask viewers to mark spots in the stream that they should run back and look at, most of the stream would be marked for
Chase 1 and
opportunities
2.
to run back at look at
30 all.
Virgona shots or someone else's.
One and 2, Hazard second gallery, 30 all.
Robert's referring to obviously a volley, half volley off the main wall.
Just makes to get a fine shot. Last 3 games all evenly poised. This match will be slightly longer. That's nice fun.
I feel if Steve
30
feels
all.
like he has anything to
Chase
do with
1
it,
and
then
2.
Yeah, exactly.
looking at the
1
same
and
length.
2.
But loses
Lost
the
the
chase
chase,
comfortably.
40-30 servers. Hazard second gallery. Game servers.
Handy that.
Servers lead 4 games to 3. Nope. Chase worse than 3.
I guess we'll find out how vital that vital 7th was momentarily. Yes, sir. We're already seeing a great implicit understanding
15
between
up.
Sayers and Smith. It's, it was 09, yes, I was searching for the year in my brain, but since court, yeah. I think he was about. I think he was about.
He's quick.
15 love receivers. Worse than 3. Worse than 3.
Well, we lost that point, but it
Chase the
should
line.
be pointed out how preposterous that get was.
Oh, unbelievable for Chapman. Unbelievable volley.
Mark that one in the feed. Smith knew nothing about it.
Literally nothing.
30-15
Didn't hit it
receiver.
very hard, but. Oh, and there's
40-15.
the way that Chapman got to about a scratch handicap before he realised there was a greater depth to real tennis than, shall I say, the rackets game.
Yeah. Smith's level.
30-40.
Big point this.
Oh. Stroke. Game receivers. 5 games to 3.
Vindicated in running to the other side of the court there, Virgona, and taking that one.
On his back end, which is slightly surprising.
First gallery.
Oh, that's a great shot from Sayers. I feel there's always a danger, slight danger, with playing with a dominant player like Virgona. In that. The other player definitely needs to see some of the action because
You can go cold, can't you?
you can go-
You're not seeing too much of the ball.
exactly. So it's seems to be working for them at the moment, though.
Yeah, well, we saw Chapman's volley there. Last game. And he's definitely still sharp.
Judged by Sayers there, that was going up.
Got away with that one.
Virgona's eyes lit up on that one, but didn't come back over. Michael Lyons was well in control of that.
(40-30) first gallery.
That's trouble. So we're gonna set point here.
First gallery chase there. I'm back in the receivers this one.
But you're a rackets man, Robert.
Yeah, not necessarily in doubles though. I've just rethought that one. As a person at the galleries, hazard galleries are open. Yeah, there's always more to it, isn't there?
Particularly when you've got Steve Virgona at server's end.
Yeah.
I think we'll see
Service lead
Chapper's
40-30.
up around the door gallery
Here's
though.
the first gallery.
No, I could be wrong. Oh,
Game
it's
in
a
the first
genius
set.
play.
That has a gallery again.
So the first set to the Australians, 6 games to 3.
First set, 6 games to 3.
Remembering, we
Second
were
set level.
at 3-all in this first set, so it mirrors last night's passive events. It was 7th game, that's right.
15 love.
And let the record reflect that Chapman's hit the winner for that first set.
Second gallery, 15 love.
Work the opening.
Oh, I like on Saturday, yeah, got the
15 all. Second gallery, worse than 6. 15 all.
Behind the back there from Chapman. He was on.
I think he didn't know exactly where his partner was.
That's true, actually. Why has he decided against
To-
chase?
To finish a doubles match, you need a partner, unfortunately.
Right then, we're going to see a change of tactics from Sayers.
No, I was saying
15
before
all,
the match,
chase the second gallery.
before you joined me in the commentary position here, Robert, that I think both teams didn't know it's just about playing well. That was a great play from Sayers to close down that point, take the hazard galleries to.
30-15, worse than 6. Worse than 6.
I think if we could have seen Sayers' face there, it would have been. Oh, and he's missed one. If we'd seen
40-15.
Sayers' face at the end of that last point, we would have seen a degree of dismay that Virgona was able to take that ball. Oh.
Game
Off
servers.
the timbre at his own end to get it to come down the
First
main
game,
wall.
second set. Love. Second gallery, 15 love. all.
Australia's trying to force the issue a little here. I don't think they need to.
Just keep this the same.
Second gallery, last gallery, 15 all.
Smith angry with himself that he wasn't a foot or so further up the court there, I think.
I think when you're playing against Virgona, so it looks like this now, you're sort of intimidated by what he's going to do with it. Again, it's quite a clever choice to go for the gallery.
It's just smarts to stand back a little bit, that's right.
all, chase the second gallery.
Snuck it past the timbre there.
30-15, last gallery. No, not up.
Yeah, good decision. Yeah, looks certainly looked down.
The trajectory of the ball after he hit it,
30 all.
whenever that was, seemed to suggest that it was down.
Out of court. 40-30. Chase Weston 3.
The first couple of his years as being a pro, Ricardo Smith, I know, did a lot of solo practice. And Preston Hall Racket Club. Shout out to all of those people listening from Preston. I saw a few of them here earlier this evening at Queensland. So yeah, he can be prodigious on that return of serve. That name all dead on, both on the volley or off the back wall. So I think that's one
Service
correct.
lead,
Yeah.
40-30, worse than 3. Lost the chase, worse than 4. Game servers. 2 games to love.
So mirrors the first set. The Brits were, I should say, the Brit Welsh. Oh, Brits, that counts. Doesn't it?
15 love.
Yeah, the Brits went out to a 2 games to love lead in the first set.
Did they?
All.
Cheap game there to the Australians. 1-2.
30-15.
Sorry, apologies.
Not quite. Still in it, the Brits. Oh,
Ooh.
shit. Sorry, I should have said that, but
Well, there's nothing in Ricardo's
40-15.
skull to really hurt there, so
40-15.
thankfully Bryn went for the soft one down the line.
exactly.
Game
Great
receivers.
heats there.
What?
So I wasn't wrong. The Australians ended up winning that.
1 game to 2. Second set.
No, I'm not wrong in saying, Robert, that your time here is part of what, a gap year? Is it, Aaron?
A gap here, yeah. Do they have those in your day?
They did.
Maybe not as
15
popular.
love.
Who knows?
No, plenty popular. So you're going to be here for a number of months, and then I understand you're off to the States. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to Chicago in January. January 12th.
15 all.
I can't wait.
January 12th.
Yeah,
There you go. Got the Super Bowl a couple of weeks afterwards.
I'm sure I'll start supporting a team in that.
I recommend going for the Chicago Bears if you're going to be in Chicago.
Sounds like a good option.
Out of goal.
I
30-15.
can't tell you their fortunes this year. I can tell you how the New England Patriots are doing.
Is that your team?
Yet to be defeated.
Hazard, Western second gallery.
This is Brady and Co.
30-15.
So Chicago for a few months.
Yeah, that's right. Still a lot of work to be done here.
40-15, Hazard chase.
Second leg of the
Rog.
championships this weekend. It's had Stouty in here today.
Yes, I understand he was on a plane last night, but I saw Hoppy join me on commentary last night for a short while.
They're both gearing up for, well, what we hope is going to be a closer encounter on Saturday.
Hoppy seemed more interested in the Playboy Club after the match, but I'm sure he'll give his all on the court when it comes the time.
Receivers lead 40-15, Hazard worse than second gallery. And the game.
So a recap there was that
3 games to 1. Love. Chase 4, 15 love.
recap there was that Stout won 4 games to love in Philadelphia. So I believe only needs to capture 1 game here at Queen's.
Sorry, 15-0. 15-0, 1 chase. More than a yard worth.
Yeah, only needs the 1.
Which the bookies would have him at very short odds to
Yeah, exactly.
to claim straight up, but
Who knows? Who knows?
All chase 4. $30-15 servers, more than a yard worse than last gallery.
nice to look up down the court,
40-15.
see your opponents on one side of the court to get an open grill.
Stroke. 30-40.
Important game point here still for the British pair.
First gallery, 30-40.
Virgona rather nonchalantly takes first gallery.
Real test always in my games, but sort of sports and doubles, it really is like attrition, isn't it? I mean, there's no sort of opening sort of players on either side to defend. For me, I think it's disciplines to master. I mean,
Receivers lead, 30-40.
rallies just
Chase the first gallery.
there for the taking. They're so wrong.
I think that's right. Between the two of you, you should be able to cover most of the court.
Out of court. Game receivers. 4 games to 1, second set.
And all of a sudden, we're at a 4-1 lead to the Brits. Sensational rally.
Yeah. Good change of pace from Ricardo.
15 love. 15 all.
Chapman's body weight was just going away from him there, and knew it. And he pushed his hands through, and just came up with the error.
No. Chase 2, 15 all.
Talking doubles pairings, it's interesting to see Virgona and Chapman playing together because obviously Fame and Virgona played together in the World Doubles, didn't they? Is that an end of their partnership?
2 and the second gallery, 15 all.
Oh, well, I was personally unsure as to whether they were going to play in this last World Championship. Whether the result means the death knell altogether, I don't know, but they'd have to say that they came up against a pretty good pair in Chisholm and Riviere, and I suppose if you're going to lose a World Championship, then you ideally want to lose it to a pair that you feel are worthy of the title, and I don't think there's any equivocation about whether Chisholm and Riviere are
15 all.
worthy
Chase 2.
World Doubles champions. And they come so close 2 years prior to in Paris as well. So,
Closest.
Oh.
so arguably though, Faye and Virgona were on borrowed time there on that one. That's
Off the
a
chase,
great
30,
strike
15.
from Chapman. Great retrieving from Sayers. He holds his hand up in apology, but really, you know, you.
Fantastic movement, fantastic movement.
40, 15.
It's for 5-1. Outrageous fortune.
Virgona just hit that so hard that the kick off the net tape still carried it beyond these two opponents and into the winning dead on.
Moving in. And that's 5-1.
Game servers. 5 games to 1. Second set. Love. Out of court. 30
A
love.
lot of heat there for Virgona.
Yeah, we can only gauge the pace from up here, but I mean, at dead on level, you really see it.
Hazard worse than a yard. 30 love.
Good choice one for us. Get down that service end.
Love, hazard chase, worse than a yard.
My feeling is on that first set, it was punctuated with enough of the British team's errors at the server's end for the Australian team to feel like they were comfortable at the hazard end. And statistics will probably prove me wrong, but it's just a feeling I have, and that will have led the Australian pair to believe that everything's okay at the hazard end. Well, really it's not.
Hello.
And there's a mobile phone.
Hello.
Service lead, 40 love.
Mobile
Hazard
phone.
worse than a yard.
Are they going to try and answer it?
Has to be said, this has been a good
15,
point for Chris
14.
Chapman because he hasn't concussed himself on court. But that last point, I thought he was perilously close to doing it again.
Second gallery, 15-40.
Yeah, always the sign of a good tournament, that, I find. Were you aware that the emails were sent out to the 4 players who qualified for the elimination stage yet?
I was not, but I assumed that.
What's happened?
Receivers lead, 15-40. Second gallery.
It stands to reason that that's when it should happen. Well,
Chapman
that's
rushing the net.
Game
2 and 2.
receivers.
He's made 2 errors
2
up there,
games
and
to
he's
5.
made 2 blindingly brilliant shots, and it's 2 games to 5 now. Australians look to see what they can build on this slight incursion into the British fortress.
15
An
love.
off-speed force from Chapman. to start with.
Hazard, second gallery, 15 love. Out of court. 30 love. Out of court. 15-30.
Also feel that the British team have been able to find Chapman a bit more in this set.
Virgona's not quite had his share of the ball.
Hazard,
Well,
second,
and certainly
and
not
the
to be
second
disparaging to Chapman's play, but merely is to say that the aggressive volume of Virgona's play is obviously something you want to steer clear of, and
Yeah, definitely.
so whereas they might not have been, they might have seen the same amount of balls back from the Australians. A percentage of them in this set, I don't believe, have been coming as fast or with the same sort
Service
of
lead,
purpose
15-30. Hazard, second
as in that
gallery.
first set.
Yeah. Oh yeah, clever option.
All chase the second gallery.
Very peculiar last bounce there for Smith.
40-30.
Negotiated it nonetheless, but
Chase 3, 40-30.
Timely chase.
wry smile between the Australians there. They knew that they had the communication to deal with that one, but the ball nicked and dropped down.
Jed, who was your best doubles partnership with in your career, stellar career?
I'd have to go on results, and one year I allowed Rod
Receivers
McNaughton
lead,
to be my
40-30, chase
to
3.
Steve Virgona to my Chris Chapman.
They had the all-sex pairing.
A very funny sounding ball was just played with.
Deuce. Service advantage.
A shout out to Rod in Paris. If he's back there, I know he's in Mexico, and we're unaware of any of our Paris friends having been affected by the awful stuff there in the last 10 days or so. But
Game in the second set.
6 games to 2.
Yep.
Second set, 6 games to 2. 1 set all. Third set, level.
And then on another occasion,
15 up.
with the incomparable Robbie Whitehouse, Philadelphia record player. Great play from everybody, but good finish there from. That's Robbie.
15 all.
Played together in the Jimmy Dunn tournament, which has just been held actually in Philly, which coincided with the first leg of the World Records Championship. Really didn't do much that weekend. I just stood there and let Robbie hit everything on his home court.
What?
Game receivers, first game, third set.
Certainly was quite at angle.
15 love.
That one. And Ricardo Smith's been playing a lot of paddle recently, and there's a bit of paddle in that last
30 love.
retrieval off the back wall there.
Yeah, I see it.
40 love.
So a conversation there between Steve.
40 love.
I think it's, I don't know, it's different.
Oh.
Chapman elects to leave the ball go to the back wall, and which of course creates time, but
Out of court, game servers.
it's one game all. But sometimes
1 game all.
hitting the ball a little earlier has the effect of taking away time from your opponents as well. So,
Keeps the pace on during the rally as well, keeps the tempo.
so if there's a criticism to be had of Chris's play at the moment,
15 love. all.
Both very generous.
Thirty 15.
2 forehand errors from Zayed.
yeah, he'll be unpleased with that.
Chase the door, 30-15.
Back wall technique, Steve got really low there.
All. Door and hazard the door. 30 all.
Not a bad result.
I think our esteemed marker is at about 100% right now. And, there's not been a call which the players have all looked at each other and
I'm not sure.
decided.
He's the best in the world for a reason.
Sure.
But yeah, you are right. I mean, yeah, there's been no bad calls, touch wood, as yet. Bad judgment. Presenting 50-50. Yeah.
Well, I mean, bad calls are subjective, aren't they? But what I'm saying is, I guess there's none of the at each other or at one team looking at his partner, and so as to suggest that.
30 all, chase the door.
Some conference going on at the receives end. Maybe some tactical information exchanged.
.30, hazard
You're going to
chase
have
the
an
door.
opportunity for a similar shot in the first set, and shoot it on the volley.
Won the chase and the game.
It's a great shot.
Servers lead 2-1, third set.
And they'll continue winning if balls keep going on the penthouse like that.
Oh, it's great shooting.
Yep.
It's great shooting.
15 love.
Andy Fowler's piped to the gallery. Great to see.
Out of court. 15 all. $30-15. Second gallery, 30-15.
That was like something out of the Matrix, wasn't it? Chapman.
All the way, yeah.
Right.
Gives you a glimpse there of the Ricardo's talent, is that it is similar serves to what Steve was dishing up to Tim Chisholm last night, and he has a degree of facility about his return to serve, which which not as to say that Tim didn't have at all, but only seemed to have at times during last night's match. Nip and tuck in. Going to bid adieu to Robert.
40-30, hazard, second gallery. Second gallery, yeah. Chase the second gallery. 40-30 server. Game servers.
Curious point, that one.
2 games all. $15.
Love the shot from Sayers.
15 all.
Good retort to the start with.
Second gallery, 15 all. Second gallery in 6. Oh, time. Sorry. 30-15.
Bryn very sportingly let the marker know that the ball hit his shoulder on the way out. Good read to know that it wasn't going in. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Half volley off the ledge or underneath the winning gallery. Almost precog off a ball that was travelling. Slightly tough from an analyst's point of view here. There's the changes that the teams have made tactically are virtually imperceptible.
Servers lead 40-15.
Obviously after 2 sets all the players will be nicely warmed up and feeling part of this match.
$30-40. Chase worse than 5, 30-40.
Loose shot from Virgona there and a bit of miscommunication on the ball coming off the back wall.
Receivers lead 30-40. Chase worse than 5.
It's a great shot from Sayers. The ball presented itself, but you've still got to hit it there.
Takes the Dodges.
Smith heard a funny noise off that shot of his and wondered if you'd broken a string. Yeah. Oh, it's a great get from Virgona. There's almost a 3-ball nick there in that underneath the grill, and he
chased the door.
scooped it out handsomely, getting between his 2 opponents into the bottom right-hand corner as you look at the deadle. It's tough to know where momentum is right now. They're sort of seemingly trading points. Changing ends.
Servers advantage. Chase the door. And the game. Service lead, 3 games to 2. 1 set all, 3-2, third set.
I'm not sure that Virgona could have hit that ball harder if he'd
15 love.
tried. Touche from Sayers.
15 all.
You definitely mark the stream there. Even Virgona knew that was pushing the tests of reasonable.
Oh.
Look away, backhand retrieve, floating into the winning gallery. There's got to be a name for that. Red volley miss from Ricardo. I think that was to do with a bit of off speed.
$30-40.
You can tell the Australians want this point. And the drag coming up. Unfussed by the drag. And
Games, over? No. Game servers.
yep, again sportingly
Ball
Sayers
games to 2.
recognises that ball hit
Service
the
lead.
net post, which of course is a stroke against. And it's 4 games to 2 Australia.
Cool.
Brilliant
love.
just to get a record on it, but couldn't control it. So, Smith.
Second gallery, 15 love.
Chappers nearly
Time.
took that ball off the gallery post to the face.
$30 love.
Here's trouble. Yep.
40 love, second gallery.
Come around a fair amount of outside and cut as well in there. And he's just practicing the shot there, as you can see. So it's tough to know whether the worm has turned here or it's just one of the fluctuations of the match. What? The Australians have only won 1 more game than
Stevens
their
lead,
opponents
40 love. Second gallery.
in the overall match. Match overall.
$15-40. First gallery, 1540.
We're going to have time to see that Smith had pushed back there, and the good chunk of the galleries are available too. Doubles.
Service lead,
This level is
1540.
really
Chase the
kind of
first gallery.
3 chases. Hazard chase, short chase, and a long chase.
Game service.
Well, compelling lead now for the
Service
Australians.
lead, 5 games to 2.
5-2. So, esteemed marker has told us.
And to the second gallery.
Good strike from Chapman, just slightly ill-directed.
And chase the door. No stroke.
Just a recap of where we're at. 6-2 first set to the Australians. Brits struck back in the second set, 6-3.
No strokes. Hazard,
No, I've got that
second
wrong.
gallery.
6-3 first set to Australians, 6-2 to the Brits. Currently at 5-2 to the Australians in this
15 love, chase the door.
third set.
Thirty love.
Great shot from Ricardo. I wouldn't go so far as to say a clock,
15-30.
but great shot nonetheless. Oh, a rare misjudgment there.
40-15. Game and set. Game in the third set, 6 games to 2. Receivers lead by 2 sets to 1.
There you have it.
Fourth set level.
2 sets to 1. Let the record reflect that Chapman has hit the winner on both of those occasions.
Up. 30 love.
I think it's important here for the British pair that they find some serve to irritate Chapman, because
Chase the door, 30 love.
good point. You know, Virgona's output to a high degree of certainty. So Chapman's 3-2 from that position. Great contact. All the pace that he needed was already on the ball.
Servers lead, 30 love. Chase the door. Fifteen 30. Chase 4. $40-15.
A couple of cheap errors from Smith, helping the Australians along their way.
Game servers. First game, fourth set. 1 love.
Despite the ending, arguably the rally of the match. Worth marking, have a look at
15 up.
what sort of body positions Virgona and Chapman were in with a couple of blow strikes.
Last gallery, 15 love.
Smith dirty on that, the way the ball came down then. Felt
15
back
all.
ball. Should have provided more for him then.
30-15. $40-15, last gallery.
You could hear on that last serve the extra effort that Virgona's putting into those serves. You could easily explain the greater degree of difficulty that Ricardo's had on that returner serve.
Thanks.
Great first volley from Ricardo in that point. But pace at which Virgona is hitting it, there's only so many opportunities he needs. Australians now pushing for a decisive lead in this fourth set.
Receivers lead, 40-15. Chase the last gallery.
This is good. Bryn's
30-40.
spectacular at this evening thus far.
Hazard 1 and 2, 30-40.
Unlucky not to have caught a bit on the main wall. Allow that ball to go behind Chapman and Virgona.
Servers lead 30-40. Hazard chase 1 and 2. Hazard 1 and 2.
Well, great play. Great play from Ricardo Smith there. Just a small glimpse
Yes.
of depth of talent that he has. Ability. And of course, Steve Virgona keen to remind
Serves
everybody on
advantage.
court who's boss.
Juice.
Wasn't the right shot option there from Chapman. It was one of the things that plagued Chapman earlier in his career. A couple of years at the Royal Tennis Court with Nick Wood
Advantage receivers.
and practicing with Rob Fay has sorted that out by and large.
Chase worse than 4. Advantage.
That wasn't his fault. That was how the cookie crumbles on occasions. It's good to see Sayers and Smith still enjoying themselves. I don't think there's any
Service advantage.
Great.
Chase worse than
tactical
4.
talk happening. I think they,
Worse than 4.
as we've already established, knows they just have to play better here.
Lost the chase and the game. One game all.
That's great. Great constructed point by the British pair. You'll even see in that point
15
there,
love.
Ricardo had the option not to hit the ball hard at Virgona, knowing that you hit
30
it
love.
hard at him and you give him the speed to play with. It's a good choice.
Hazard first gallery. 30 love.
So well dialed into that, Sayers. He did it on occasion where he didn't need to.
Hazard first.
And as I said, you can see that Sayers is going through the gamut of serves, trying to find something that Chapman's finds difficult, or at least disturb his rhythm. That could be a key for them in what remains of this match.
Receivers lead 30 love. Hazard first gallery.
30 love receivers. An opportunity to go ahead here. Will we see 5 sets? Not if Virgona has anything to do with it.
15-30. Chase 5.
Virgona hovered over that one to see whether it was going to bounce better than 5 or not. His discretion was to take the hazard galleries, doing the point. Great serve from Chapman. He knew it was a great serve, and but it was a great pickup from
40-30.
Sayers to clip it into the dead on around Virgona's ears.
Hazard worse than 2, 40-30.
There's an example of what I was talking about earlier. I think if you switch positions of the two Australians there, you would have seen the ball not go towards the back wall. You would have seen him taken early, even if an error had ensued.
Service lead 40-30. Hazard worse than 2. Game servers. Second gallery. Second gallery, both chases, no stroke.
I'm informed that I need to say that that was well marked. Not particularly challenging for a marker of Drew's level, but nonetheless clear and concise in his
No stroke.
pronunciation of the chases and
Chase the
score.
second gallery.
It's overcooked. Yep.
15 love server.
As the second was all that was required.
Second gallery.
And the second gallery chase.
$15 all. Out of court. 30-15.
It's a couple of important moments here in the match.
$40-15. Game.
Well, feels
2 games all.
feels if the Brits are going to be playing in a fifth set, they need to make a move right here. Or bet on 2 gallery chases.
Up.
If the opportunity presents. And Sayers liking have a look at serving to Brits will take that.
Thirty love. $15-30. All.
I'm hopefully going to be joined by Izzy Duncan on commentary. Yeah. Queen's Club member and aficionado of our game, as well as an exponent of cricket and author of Skirting the Boundary, an examination of women's cricket, participation of women to the highest level.
Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Jed. And I've just had 2 gin and tonics, so you might need to just recap on the game situation.
As in cricket and most sports, the Australians are ahead. 2 sets to 1. Having won the first and third set.
I'd like to remind you that... Sorry, carry on.
I think I should carry on if you were going to remind me of any... the possessor of the Ashes or some such.
Very predictable, I know. So 2 sets to 1 to the Virgona team, I take it.
Virgona,
being the
Chapman.
Australians.
Correct. And we're evenly poised here in the 4th at 2 games all.
Receivers lead 40-30.
It really is the Ashes down here at Queen's, isn't it?
Game receivers 3 games to 2.
3-2 now to the Aussies. Where are those 2 Aussies from exactly? Where is Virgona from?
Virgona is from, I believe, a place called Brighton in
Camptown.
Melbourne. Slightly different to the UK iteration. I think that's northeast of Melbourne now, in fact.
Okay, not in Sussex then. Right.
No.
Yeah. Is your Brighton on the coast?
No.
It's not.
I don't.
Second gallery 15 love.
It's like
Our
geography
Australian
malfunction in Australia then.
Australian listeners are probably yelling at me that I'm incorrect, but
Now you're from Tasmania, aren't you?
that's
Like the world champion.
you say that disparagingly.
You don't? Don't be defensive, Jed.
Second gallery, Hazard, second gallery, 15 love.
Millimeters from its intended target there. And Chapman is from near Melbourne as well. I don't know whether it's a suburb of Melbourne or you call it rural Victoria, but from southeast of Melbourne, I believe.
So they both were brought up in the Richmond courts, were they? Is that where they learnt their trade?
Virgona was a lawn tennis pro for a number of years and then found the game at Ballarat tennis club.
Ballarat.
Yes.
Receivers lead 15
So he's
love.
often claimed as a
Second gallery.
Ballarat.
Not a Tasmanian devil.
No.
Oh,
it's a
lovely.
sensational
Nice
shot
tight
from
angles.
the man. Although
15 all.
Hobart
Hazard, second
famous
gallery.
West Point Casino enjoyed the custom of Steve Virgona quite a bit in his early years.
In his youth.
He's just hitting winners all over the shop here now.
30
Well, I heard
15.
he's got a bit of a clean slate now, hasn't he? He's married and he's very grown up. And, yeah. Stop being a bad boy.
Not too soon before 35 years of age. Or that's for the statisticians there. That's 2 winning galleries and a grill in the
40,
last
15.
3 finishes from Virgona. He's looking to finish this off, I think. Here is he?
I think marriage has done him a lot of good. More focused.
Game servers.
There's a wealth of pressure there brought to bear by the
4
Australians.
games to 2.
4-2. This might be a decisive lead they've got here.
Oh, lovely shot from Chapman, who just picked that off with his backhand volley. cross
love.
court into the timbre. Hey,
Let's strike some sayers there.
that's our home man there.
15
Bryn
all.
Sayers from Queens, British #1. How is he seeded in the singles, Bryn? In the world.
Chase 5 and 6, 15 all.
If you know those off by heart, Jed, as I'm sure you do.
I think he just changed positions after last night's result. Obviously after the semis, with Tim Chisholm. I believe he's gone down to 5 in the world in the rankings.
Okay.
5 and 6, 4 and 5.
Switching from 4th position.
Still #1 in Great Britain.
Still comfortably number 1 in
Still
Great
holding
Britain.
that one. Not challenged by too many in this country, but I'm sure there's a bit of youth up and coming. We hope, Jed, in England.
That's worth my while talking about with your experience in cricket and coaching of cricket.
15 all, Chase
I'm
5
interested
and
to know
6.
what parallels, what opportunities exist in our game that cricket has presumably tackled the same problems over the
13,
years
15, Chase
to
4
get
and
kids
5.
interested in the first place. Then
Well, more recently, we've had to rely on charities, really. Chance to Shine being the main cricket charity, getting cricket into state schools, at grassroots level.
state schools, for those international listeners, obviously being the
Government-funded schools.
40-15.
yeah,
Where
correct.
a lot of sport has been written out of the curriculum, sadly.
First gallery.
Is the jury still out on the success of the Chance to Shine initiative, or are we already seeing successes of participation numbers and skilled cricketers coming out of that initiative?
Yeah, well, they've reached their 10-year anniversary, and they've helped, I think it's something like 3 million kids play cricket in state schools. Half of them
Receivers
girls.
lead,
That's what's
40-15.
really
Chase
so
the
impressive.
first gallery.
They've gone 50-50.
First gallery.
And that's all in state schools, inner cities, minorities as well.
Game receivers.
Early
Yeah, so
on
it's
that
hugely successful, and the way that it works.
3 games to 4.
Just hear the score. More importantly, 3 games to 4.
3-4, yep. Oh, just helped it into the winning gallery, did Chapman there?
The way that it works, instead of getting the teachers to coach the cricket in the schools, is that Chance to Shine give the budget to local cricket clubs who are responsible and have plenty of coaches
15
themselves,
all.
and they farm out those coaches into the schools. So it's up to the cricket club. For example, I'm from Guildford, and Guildford Cricket Club are one of the clubs that do this. And they organise it, and they send their coaches all over the place into the schools, and it seems
Chase
to
the
work
door.
that way.
So a degree of vested interest, but healthy vested interest.
Yeah, yeah.
And Britt's mounting a challenge here. Yes, I think if you look at in the real tennis sphere, sensational get from Smith. Oh, just that extra ball was enough. I was saying in the real tennis sphere,
Chase the door.
if you look at the current top 10, what have you, there seems to be a lot of those people just arrived in the game by happenstance, because they live close to a court or someone suggested it to, rather than any concerted systemic approach to getting them into the game. And I guess
Service lead,
if we're looking for real
40-15.
tennis
Chase
to
the
continue
door.
improving and what have you, we need to effectively
On the
be
chase.
competing against those other sports to get kids into the game and
30-40.
There are some exceptions, though, aren't there? There are a few who really do make a concerted effort. I mean, Seacourt, I would say, is one. They do churn out the youngsters into pros as well. Josh Dodgson being one.
Bryn Sayers on
Bryn
in front of us right now.
And James Law, another one. And,
I think
they,
what-
it's all
Juice.
but the exception to the rule.
what-
Advantage receivers.
Good heat there from Virgona on that forehand. Expected, really. I think you're right, Izzy, and I think what Seacourt do well is make a very low barrier obstacle for those kids to play. So it's a question of whether they're paying to play is not really
Yeah,
there
it's
in
better
the
than
first
second
instance.
gallery,
It's a
can't
case of get on court, the more the merrier. See where this takes you. Gives them that opportunity to develop a passion for the game.
Yeah, and of course it does help if your real tennis court is surrounded by tennis courts. When I say tennis courts, I mean lawn tennis courts. Because kids are attracted by that initially, they know the game, possibly squash as well. And you know, if you have somebody good running the real tennis, you can bring them
Service
in.
advantage. Hazard chase. Hazard better than second gallery.
Lessons, that sort of thing. It's easy to get them that way, isn't it? If they're already there as part of a bigger club.
Game servers.
So one game away now, the Australians.
Service lead 5-3.
I'm not making a big point of the fact that they're Australian. I'm just stating as a fact.
Australian and Tasmanian.
Chase. Better than second gallery.
Some real stars that have come out of Tasmania. Ricky Ponting is one, isn't he?
David Boone.
David Boo, he's a big lad, isn't he? Captain Durham, I seem to remember in the snow.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct, yes.
Yeah.
15 love.
Drinks the beer, slips down easily.
Still holds in a very important record.
Oh
Yeah.
God, don't tell me. It's to do with the flight, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah.
Say no more. We shall say no more.
And it's not
No.
miniatures. we're
Better than
talking
second,
No.
worse than 3.
about. No. Nothing miniature about David Boo.
No.
Oh.
Or his appetite for beers at that time, anyway.
Another great lad from Tasmania is Keith Bradshaw. He used to
Absolutely.
be the chief executive of MCC.
Mhm.
He's now over
Correct. South Australia.
at the first.
Correct. And where do you stand on whether the stats
15
for
love
pink
receivers
ball
lead.
games stand
Better than
separately
second gallery.
from test statistics, or they should be homogenous, one and the same?
Yeah, the thing is, you've got to give the pink ball a chance, and there are always
15
two
all,
schools of thought
worse
about it.
than 3. Oh,
When that thing happens.
For those not in the know, the long form of the cricket game is at the advent of playing sort of day-night matches, which is
lost the chase.
some genius there from Virgona, but ultimately came up short.
And I might add, it's not pink because the
30-15
girls are playing a
service.
test match. That's got nothing to do with it.
It's to do with the colour of the ball and visibility of that ball for the players and
30 all.
also for spectators, I suppose, through cricket TV. sort of off-speed spin there.
40-30.
And this is a match point. What's going on here?
Ooh, the ball has dribbled over.
Just
They're
like
still
last
hanging
night,
over.
Virgona was made wait a little bit longer. He had a 40-15 against Tim Tim saw off 2 match points before eventually succumbing, but got the serve. You would back the Australians from here, I'm afraid, Izzy.
I think I'd have to, wouldn't I? I mean, I don't mind too much because we did win the last Ashes in the most recent Ashes, I might add. But
I think there's something wrong with your microphone. I think.
yeah,
Hazard, a yard worse than second gallery.
evens it up a bit, really.
Have to juice the Brits.
He's still in there. Bryn from Guildford.
Slight miscommunication between
Advantage
the Australians there.
receivers.
Fairly innocuous ball.
Just
Goes the dead on.
crept ahead there now. The English.
Yeah, and Sayers,
It's the game.
Sayers ices the game. They need 2 more from here to stay in the match.
4 games to 5. How to chase half a yard.
Well, it's just a sensational play from everybody, but particularly from Bryn Sayers there. Typically it's a defensive position, but he did all the required defence and then, or defence, I should say, catering to our American listeners, sufficiently to turn it into an attacking position and chase and.
Yeah, I think we have a friend listening from the Middle East as well. A friend of mine in Qatar is listening in.
No strokes. Hazard chase half a yard.
He's on Twitter as well and is tweeting in.
Love.
A chap called Andrew Adamson, who has set up MIRTA, which is the Middle Eastern rackets and tennis club. Oh, a real tennis club, actually.
15
Real
all.
tennis club.
With no course, of course.
There's a lot of sand, quite a few bunkers involved.
You would have thought that he'd be able to
15.
befriend a sheik or somebody who had a large tract of land and a small corner and an oil well which would finance a real tennis court quite comfortably.
I think so. He needs to work on that. He really does.
Absolutely.
Maybe out on the next plane to Qatar.
Seems an obvious place to have World Championship eliminators if you've got a
40-15.
Australian competitors.
Just have to
Half
worry a
on.
little bit about the temperature, don't you? As long as the aircon's working. It's not the height of summer.
That would be essential, yes.
Yeah.
Although
Unforced errors now. Virgona.
our Aiken,
30,
South Carolina
40.
friends might say that there's not much difference between a Dubai desert and the Qatari desert and a there.
Creeping back, these boys.
Yep.
Juice.
British boys are creeping back.
Virgona thinking here? Oh,
Chase worse than the yard. Juice.
strange angle that ball came off then. I think that both of them were looking at it like...
On. Worse than the yard.
Into those
Last gallery.
galleries again from Virgona. He was doing that a lot last night, wasn't he?
particularly good at
Taking
last night.
advantage.
Yep, that was
Getting the chaser into the galleries, getting the serve back. He did it again and again off Tim Chisholm. Had to change his serve in the end, Tim, didn't he, to compensate for that. Here's young Freddie. Wants to take a picture of us. So we're going to...
Or don't open your mouth.
Juice. Chase worse
Cross,
than the
thanks.
yard.
Many thanks go to Freddie for streaming happening and any commentary happening at all in this tournament.
What's the chase?
And a short while ago,
Advantage.
towards the
Last
beginning of the
gallery.
tournament, there wasn't any streaming or coverage. Australia slightly overheating here.
Oh!
Chapman creeps up to the net, anticipates it well, but it comes off the frame and into the net. He was in the right place.
Is that another match point just then? Must
Yeah,
have been.
pay attention, Jed.
Disciplined play from Sayers. Just worrying the Australians here, I think. No,
That's,
Chapman
He's been hit on the buttocks.
took it in the hand to prevent it hitting him in the intercostals.
They don't wear a box in this sport, do they? I've got an Australian guest over at the moment, actually, a chap from Sydney, who's chief executive of the Women's International Cricket League. He's hoping to put on the first privately funded T20 league for women next year.
Serves
in Singapore,
advantage. Chase
An
the last
IPL
gallery.
sort of equivalent type, yeah.
including a lot of developmental players as well from around the world, places like Uganda, the South Pacific, South America. Flown in from all over the place.
So I'm sure they're not listening, but do you think Charlotte Edwards and Sarah Taylor are a bit long in the tooth?
Well, Charlotte Edwards is older than Sarah Taylor by a few years, and she'll be nearing the end of her career. But she's arguably been one of the best female captains.
A genius. Pretty much an unmissable ball, but you still got to hit it home, and there it does there.
5 games all.
5 games all. We're on the verge of the distance.
Chase the door.
That'll be a settler for Chapman. Chase and
Ooh. 15 love.
so he's screwed up his face after he missed that one.
A lot of brute force there from the Australians. Quite a lot of testosterone being brought onto the court this evening.
They are Australian.
Exactly. And the game has changed an awful lot, hasn't it? I mean, that really is an example of it. The ball, I think, is hit a lot harder than it used to be. There's a lot more boasting and a lot more going for the dead-on rather than playing it on the ground, as in sort of Chris Ronaldson's day.
Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Very astute comment there, Jed.
Serves lead, 15
We're
love.
going to talk about tennis
Chase
for
the
2
door.
minutes.
You were so succinct, and I had nothing to add.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Straight at the body. It's fair game. He's up there
We
for a
like
reason.
15 all.
We go at the Brits, a bit of body line going
Chase worse than the last gallery.
on. Their leg slip.
Yeah, let's not forget the perpetrators of borderline either, shall we? Sayers looking at the back wall like the ball didn't give him what he wanted.
30-15.
30-15 now, and this is a crucial game for both teams.
It's a shot.
Oh, and Chapman's found the perfect spot. 40-15 more match points here for the Australians.
40-15.
It's into the corner. There's no way you can dig that one out. Good call there from Drew. We haven't mentioned Drew yet. He's got a head from this angle, hasn't he? Okay, Bryn.
I was about to say that would have been a worthy match point, but the Brits get themselves a chase back down
The
to
end
the
of the
service
oval.
into the oval.
Yeah, they're changing ends, and great to get that chase. Brings them back to the server's end, the English. Actually, I'm not allowed to be biased yet. When you're commentating, you're not meant to be biased, are you, Jack? But balanced here. You're from
Receivers
Australia,
lead,
I'm from
40-15.
Guildford.
Chase the second gallery.
That, and I think you called Bryn English, which he would probably object to.
Well, he does live in Guildford. I saw him at the Royal Surrey the other day.
Game, set, and match.
And
Hey.
I mean, another compelling point finishes the contest. Australians win 6-3, 2-6, 6-2, 6-5, I believe. Could well be wrong.
But I believe you.
But Izzy, thank you for your time on the mic,
Oh, well, thank you for having me.
alleviating my boredom. I mean,
Yeah.
assisting with
Well, you
the
had Schenkers earlier. He's a good lad.
So, just to recap, the Australian pair of Steve Virgona and Chris Chapman win the British Open doubles 2015. Steve Virgona takes the double. I'm not sure that he's done that before in his career. And a wholly worthwhile trip for him from Chicago, Illinois to the UK. Again, I would like to thank Freddie Adam and Paul Brown
Bryn, hard luck. Good match, great match.
for allowing this coverage to happen. Also, obviously, to Neptune Investment Management for whose generosity, continuing just generosity, allows the British Open to happen as we know it in these most recent years. See tournament director Alistair Lumsden setting up the card table one more time. Ably assisted by Adrena Webb and Katie Robertson.
Oh, jackets and Chapman.
Chris Davies, T&RA CEO, bringing out the trophies, and it's been a worthwhile spectacle here this evening. Good to see the competitors of the match. I think they started running over a few points in their head and chatting, and that's a a hallmark of our game that whilst sworn enemies during play, they're able to be cordial and amicable immediately afterwards. David Watson, the new T&RA chairman. Richard Green for Neptune Investment Management,
They all the same size.
joining them. But I'm going to leave you again thanking Freddie, Adam, Paul Brown for allowing this coverage to be possible, and Neptune Investment Management for allowing the tournament to go ahead as it is in this current incarnation.
If you guys would like to use this tonight, then that would be
Clean sweep of the British Open 2015 for Steve Virgona in the doubles, accompanied by first time Open doubles winner Chris Chapman of Royal Tennis Court.
Who's speaking this evening?
Hello and goodbye to you all. Thank you for listening.
Speaks if you want to hold the mic, please.
Okay. Dave, you opening the...
I will.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I hope you all enjoyed that, as I know we did, absolutely falling down. The competitors, there are a number of people I'd really like to thank. First, I would like to express our gratitude to the Queen's Club, represented here by Andrew Stewart, and to all its members for making the course available to us. I know it consumes a lot of court time, and we are truly grateful that you set it aside. So thank you very much. I know you're not looking your best at the moment, but it's obvious. I think it will open tennis to all of your members, and I think it's a really exciting development. So thank you very much for all your spending to achieve that. We appreciate it. Secondly, I would like our team, Chris, Katie and Andrea, for all the hard work in these things. We're very, very grateful to you all. Well done. Thank you very much indeed. Thank the Mark that organised it. I have no doubt, and we're very grateful to all the professionals. Andrew, as ever, incomparable marking, and it's great to see and enjoyment that I know the players get from the little witticisms that pass between you. When we have a microphone up there next year around, you'll have to be a little bit more careful in what you say. Anyway, Andrew, if you would come and collect a bottle of champagne. We operate these events with an army of volunteers. The stewards all give their time just for the love and affection of the game. And Caroline and Rachel, I know, organise, but there's been a huge army of volunteers. So thank you all very much indeed for your help. And also to Freddie for organising the streaming, which I know is a huge success. And enjoy it, but people sitting at home can enjoy. But I think it's great. Thank you very much. And last and most importantly, I want to thank our sponsors, Neptune, represented here tonight by Richard Green, Managing Director. The prizes to the winners. Neptune are fantastic sponsors and supporters of our game. It's wonderful to have a firm who is clearly so passionate and appreciative of everything it does. And we really appreciate the money you put in, not just to this, but to the broader game and games, and have done over a number of years. Rich, thank you very much indeed. Rich, I think I'd now like to hand over to you. I'm told I've got to give you...
David, thank you very much indeed. I just want to say he'd like to say. So, travelling on business in Japan at the moment, but if he was here, he'd like to say how much we are pleased, and I echo the sentiment, thanking the T&RA and involved, and I think we have a token of appreciation to Alistair Lumsden, our tournament director. To
Well played. I'll give it to you first. I'll give it all Many congratulations.
Steve, I think Chris is going to say a few words. Take the photo first. Yeah, we'll just
Take a bit from
well, as Steve has already done a bit of a speech last night winning the singles, I'd like to say a few thanks. Firstly to Steve for actually asking me to play doubles, which was nice. He's one of the best doubles players. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Neptune for not only sponsoring the Open here at Queen's, but being in partnership with the Tennis and Racket Association all the way down to junior level. It's fantastic that we've got someone to support the game. To everyone that came tonight, it's fantastic to see a nice healthy crowd supporting the tennis here at Queen's. And I'd like to say a few thanks to my team at Hampton Court, Nick Wood, and my wife Carly. Thanks guys.
Well done, good speech.
Yeah, not thank God.